You have to forgive me the way I look. I am laying on the couch next to the fire, and I have been working, and I did something to my knee. I don't know what I did to my knee, but it's like all swollen and puffy, and so I'm trying to like keep it up and keep it iced and stuff. But anyways, hey Hannah, hey Ophelia. Oh, it's so good to see y'all on here. Okay. So we are going to go ahead and kick off because we got a lot to talk about today. So this is basically the biggest thing I want to talk about is how to help you guys hit Success Club because there are today, tomorrow, and Friday. That is what we have left in this month. And you guys can totally do it because this month, the No Excuses November is a huge incentive, you guys. It's a huge incentive to get people signed up. And so one of the biggest things that I want to challenge you guys to do, I know we talked about posting and inviting are some big struggle areas for you guys, but if you have not done a call to action this week, like a public post that says, hey, this is my story, this is what I struggle with, this is where I've come from, and this is what works for me now. And if you jump in my boot camp this month by Friday, I'm actually going to give you $20 off of your investment into this group, right? Okay, so you don't have to say challenge packs are $20 off. You don't have to give a price. You don't have to do any of that, but you do need to talk about saving money if they join your challenge group. And you can make it sound like you're going to give them $20 off, okay? So that whenever you send the link, it's going to show them the reduced price, all right? But I know that posting, I know that as a new coach, some of you guys are not new coaches. Some of you guys have come back or you've been kind of stuck for a while. But guys, our social media, our content that we are putting out is our business. And if you're struggling with posting, if you're struggling with stories, if you're struggling with coming up with content, guess what? Like all of us have at some point. I even still find myself at a point where I struggle with, I know I've got to post today, but I don't know what to post. Like I don't have the words, but you still have to do it. So if you're letting fear stop you from posting or you're letting fear stop you from inviting, then you're never going to get past that. Okay. So that's just truth talk. If you're not doing the work, you're not going to grow a business or hit Success Club. All right. So we've got to be doing the simple things that you have on that business activity tracker every single day. And here's the thing, like as a new coach, you may not be getting a lot of traction on your posts. You may not be getting people running to you wanting to join your challenge groups. You know, I didn't at first. I had tons of support as a brand new coach when I first started posting that first coach announcement and those workout selfies. Like I had so many people say, way to go, Rachel. That's awesome. I had tons of people that would message me and say, what are you doing? But do you know what? I had very few people who were actually willing to commit. But what you're doing today, what you're doing in those posts and in those invites, even though people may be saying, no, not right now, I don't have the money, I don't want to work out from home, I don't want to drink a shake, you are planting seeds, you guys. Like you are planting so many seeds with every post that you make, with every conversation that you start, with every invite that you send out. It may not come to fruition today or tomorrow or next month, but you are planting so many seeds, and someday, if you stick with this, you will reap the harvest of what you're doing today. And this week, today, tomorrow, and Friday, you just have to have 3 people this month that join your challenge group. And honestly, guys, like you can sign up your husband. If you haven't signed up your husband yet, like you have to do that. If you want to hit Success Club, that may be 2 of your Success Club points. You sign him up as a coach and then you're halfway to Emerald, or maybe it'll get you to Emerald. And I know that that's an investment, and yes, the refresh is back. Yes, 3-day refresh is back. Like if you have family members who are already challengers, you can sign them up with a 3-day refresh challenge pack, or friends, or just any current challenge group member. You can switch them over to a coach with a 3-day refresh challenge pack. Have them cancel their current order of Shakeology on Home Direct and sign them up with a 3-day refresh challenge pack. Or they can do a performance pack of something else. You know, there are so many ways to help you hit that goal this week. And we just have to be talking to people. We have to be posting, because our posts are definitely our insurance. Okay. And so somebody, will y'all just drop in the comments, like, tell me, when it comes to posting, like, what are you struggling with specifically? Like, what's holding you back? Because quite a few of you guys said that in that question that I asked about what are you struggling with. Okay, so let me talk really quickly too about the mother-in-laws. The mother-in-laws who are giving y'all negative feedback. You know what, guys? That's not about you. Like, honestly and truly, at the end of the day, if anybody says anything negative to you, it is not about you. It is about them. It is about their own insecurities. It is about something that somebody made them feel small about in the past. Posting a selfie on social media, there is nothing wrong with it. Now, if you are out there like being all negative Nancy and complaining and, you know, running other people down, yeah, but that's not what we're doing here. We are putting hope and positivity and encouragement out into social media land in a health and fitness industry that can be kind of negative, that can cause women to compare themselves to other people. But that's not what we're doing. We have got to be hope and light for other women. And we do that by sharing our story over and over and over again. So when I tell you to go and make a social media post for a challenge group today, tell something, share something that you struggle with. Be truthful, be honest. Tell people about how far you come or how far you still have to go, and just talk about what your story is. The biggest ticket to your success is telling your story over and over and over, because people don't want to hear about 21 Day Fix. They don't want to hear about Transform 20. They don't want to hear about Shakeology. They want to know why you're doing this and how it has changed your life. And if you're putting that out there every single day, people are connecting to your story. They're connecting to what you have to offer, and they will join you. But you've got to just do it scared, you guys. Like, you have to do it scared. Same thing with inviting. If you're putting the posts out there, then you can have complete confidence in inviting people to your challenge groups. You know, there is message people who are watching your story. Say, hey, thanks so much for following along. It's super sometimes hard to put stuff out there, but I'm here to help other women. Are you following me for fitness? For me, I would say for faith, or for the business aspect of it. How can I help you be the best version of you that you want to be? It's very simple to connect with people if you're putting the content out there. I am very much a content first type of person. Almost every conversation that I have with anybody starts with the content that I put out there. And if people are watching your posts, if they're liking your posts, if they're watching your stories, you can click on that little thing at the bottom of your stories and see who watches. That is the same thing as them making like eye contact with you. If you were sitting face to face, they are choosing to come and watch what you're putting out there. So that gives us an open door to start a conversation with those people. And I do it every single day. I go back through the post that I posted yesterday. I look to see who liked it or watched it or engaged with it somehow. And even if they didn't engage, if they just watched 5 stories in a row, then I know they're there for a reason. And I will send them a message that says exactly what I just said to you. Hey, thanks for watching my stories. It's super fun to put my story out there. I love to encourage other women. Are you following me for faith, for fitness, my little family? Or are you interested in what I do as a coach? That is so simple, and it starts so many conversations, okay? Some people are like, no, I just love your story. I just love how you just share your faith. And I'm like, thank you so much, you know, and I keep the conversation going. And a lot of people say, no, I'm not interested in fitness, but they still end up joining my challenge group because I keep the conversation going. Does it take time? Yes, it does. Sometimes people want to sign up quick because I've put so much content out there, but we have to be connecting with the people who are following our social media posts. So is anybody telling me what you struggle with as far as posting or inviting? Can you guys help me out so I can kind of give you some tips?
I'm in the car, Rachel.
Do what?
I'm in the car, so I can't type.
That's okay. Talk.
But I struggle with OPO, other people's opinions, and I also struggle with the fact that I don't like going to the basement to work out. I like to use the space that I have, which is a small space in my room, to work out. And then I compare myself a lot to other people. So I'll compare myself to your space that you work out. I'll compare myself to Chrissy's space, so where she works out. And although that space is coming to me in January. Right now, I don't have that space. I'm working with this tiny little space. So I'm always judging myself on how I look on the video. Should I be posting the video? Does somebody want to see me with my crazy Spanish hair in the morning? Like, I just am very opinionated about myself lately, and that's where I'm struggling.
Yeah.
So like this morning, my daughter had a migraine last night. We literally were enclosed in our rooms, and I posted a picture of my daughter. I didn't post a picture. I took a picture of my daughter and me heading out to school really late this morning, and then I haven't done anything else because I had an emergency with my dad. So like I haven't even posted today.
Okay. Well, that's okay. Like, I mean, for me, as far as posts, I only post publicly like once or twice a day. And then stories is easy. Stories is like where you're at right now. Like snap a picture do a screenshot of this Zoom call and put it in your stories and say, I had a business training call on my lunch break. But as far as like, I mean, so here's what you have to think about, Samantha. Your story is the exact same as somebody else's. Okay. You're not going to attract the people that I attract. You're not going to attract the people that Christy attracts. You're not supposed to. You're supposed to attract the other women out there who have a 5x5 workout space. You know, you're supposed to attract the other women out there who wake up with crazy hair. Like that's your market. That's not what you're supposed to hide. You're not supposed to change that to look like me or Christy. You're supposed to market people who have those same struggles, so those same issues, those same, whatever, those same character traits as you do. And so that's your market. That's not what's holding you back. That's what's going to help you help other people. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
And then I've been having a lot of conversation with people because when I do have more interest in them and really ask them the questions and really help them out, I've been getting more back from them. But then when I'm at that point where I tell them, okay, so it's the sale's only good until Friday, come and sign up with me, it's like dead silence.
Okay. Are you following up with them?
But then yes, I keep following up with them. In fact, one of them posted last night. She goes, oh my gosh, my friend told me exactly what my meal plan should be today. And I liked it and I said, congratulations, but then nothing. So I'm going to follow up with her again today, but I've been doing it like every single day.
Okay. So,
and I had an hour conversation with a woman over the phone yesterday who was a previous customer who's really said that I can't afford it.
mm-hmm.
And I said, okay, we'll cancel your account. Let's do it this way. It's on sale right now. I know it's a hard time, but if you really want to do it, I would jump into it right now.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. And two, like what I would do is like, I would share your story about the cost. Like, take that objection and talk about it in a post, you know, like maybe I don't know if I personally didn't invest in Shakeology right away. Like I just thought it was crazy. But you know, once I did, like, I mean, obviously my life changed, my health changed. So take those objections that you're getting and make a post about it. You don't have to target anybody that you've talked to, but share your own story and maybe talk about the holidays and how it seems like just an uncommon time to make an investment in yourself. But why can't this be the season that you really commit to yourself? You make a small investment into your body, into your health, and in turn, you become better and stronger for those that you get to serve during the season. That's what I would do personally. And, guys, we are going to get lots of objections. You are going to get an objection about cost this time of year, especially. But when you break down what people are getting for $140, it is like insane. I mean, they are essentially getting a year membership to BOD for free. Because they're paying for Shakeology and for the portion containers, and then that's $140 is what that would cost on its own. Okay. And so they're just getting an entire library of workouts and nutrition guides for free. They can't get that anywhere else, So when you make your post, your challenge group post about your, with the call to action, you've got to be including, don't just say, hey, I'm running a group. Do you want to join? You've got to be breaking down. This is what you get when you join my boot camp, because otherwise they are going to get to the cost and be like, no way, I can't spend $140 right now. But if you are telling them in your post, in your conversation, multiple times before you get to the cost, what they get for $140, then they're probably going to be a lot more likely to sign up. Megan, you can jump in anytime if you have more to add to that too, because Megan's really good at this. let's see. Okay, so wait, let me see. Ophelia, consistent with posting. Do I use the scheduling app? I use Planoly, which is like an app that I can actually, you can schedule it out. I don't like schedule mine out. Yeah, let me type. Megan uses Plan. That's another. I think they're very similar. But on the weekends, especially, this is part of my prep for my week. I sit down and on Saturday, Sunday, I actually like map out what I want my content to be. So I did that. I shared that in our team page this last weekend. I just really roughly typed it in my notes. Like, I want to talk about this on Monday. I want to talk about this Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And so what I do is actually like take some pictures, Ophelia, on the weekend, or I pull pictures from before that I have taken and maybe haven't used. And I even reuse old photos, obviously. Megan does that a lot too. She uses her family photos a lot, and they're just so precious and so her that like you don't get tired of seeing that. But I actually plan out. So in Planoly, I actually like will pull the pictures that I want to use this week, and I will, that's why you don't cut your hair, and I will actually write some content to go with each post, so that, you know, like on Tuesday, or like this morning, that post that I made about Jesus didn't die for the filtered version of you, I made that photo like 2 months ago. It was something that I heard during a podcast, and it just really stuck with me. And I was honestly waiting until I had the right message and the right time to share it. But I'm constantly building content. If you look in my Planoly app right now, like I have like 10 images in there that I haven't used, that I could, and I've actually even written words to go with them as well, so that when I am stuck, when I do need to post something, I can just actually pull that and post it to social media. As far as stories, I do plan out kind of my content. I set a goal every single day to give a call to action in my stories, either about coaching or challenge groups. And so I just really kind of alternate it, honestly. But that's more like a reality TV show. I might plan my my challenge group posts, or like those Transform 20 posts that I did yesterday. I actually pulled those from another coach. We're sharing resources. And so like I will plan that type of stuff out, which is easy to do. You can create story images in WordSwag or on Canva, and have those. And I actually gave those to you guys in our team page too. But stories is more like spur of the moment. Just, you know, have fun with it. Be yourself. Like I said, it's very much like a reality TV show. You shouldn't put too much thought into it. But with both of those, your public posts and your stories, always, 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 you guys, give some type of opportunity to engage. Ask people a question in your posts. Put a poll in your stories. Like yesterday, I did the one about washing my hair. I got more engagement about that thing than I have anything in a while. And so those are creating opportunities to connect with everybody who engages. If somebody comments on your post, you send them a private message and say, hey, thanks, or answer a question that they have, or ask them a question. If they vote in your poll, like I'm going to message everybody who voted in that Don't Wash Your Hair poll, and say, hey, thanks for playing along. I had no idea that so many people don't wash their hair every day. I'm 38 years old, and this is the first time I've not done it. How long did it take you to build up a system where you weren't washing your hair every day? I'm going to leave it with a question. And it just starts to build a relationship, you guys, because we have to look at what we're doing as farming. You are planting seeds, you are cultivating the ground, you are watering it, you're fertilizing it, and someday these people that you're building this relationship with will be your customers. They will be your coaches. I mean, look at Ophelia and Jenna. Like, how long did it take y'all to decide to bite the bullet before you joined me? I didn't give up. I kept that conversation going. And you guys, it was worth it. Like, it was worth it. And I feel like you guys know me, and you know, and I know you, and we're here together building something great. So it can't be like, I'm going to reach out to this person, they're going to join my team today or join my challenge group. They may, that does happen, but you are building trust with every post, with every story, with every conversation that you have with these people. All right. So let's see, what else? Did that help, Ophelia, with as far as planning? Just take some time, set aside some time on the weekend, like have your kid, have your husband follow you around, take some pictures of you, and then just plan out some content that way. That is what I do. And it works really well for me. Jenna, you said you struggle with the time of reaching out to people. What do you mean? What do you mean by the time? Like how much time it takes? I'm adding then judging on when to start the conversations. If people are watching me, I don't care if they're a brand new friend. If they like my posts, I'm going to send them a message. That's what I do. It may be hey, thanks for following me. I saw you watched my last stories from yesterday. How did you find me? Why do you follow me? What do you need help with? That type of thing. I start a conversation right away, especially on Instagram, because Instagram is basically like all new people. Yeah, let's see. Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry. Instagram is like, I'm familiar with Facebook. Facebook, I can add, I know Facebook, but Instagram is where I struggle with finding the people.
Okay. So are you, have you tried STEM social or anything like that we've talked about, or are you searching hashtags? Another thing that if you keep some content, like some preformed hashtags on your notes in your phone, if you look at other people who post on Instagram, if you notice underneath their post, they have a comment where they post a lot of hashtags. So that will help other people find your posts. And not fitness related. Don't make them fitness related. That's where your branding comes into play. Who are you? What do you like to do for fun? What brands do you like to wear? Where do you guys like to travel? You're a big traveler. Like what cruise lines have you traveled on? Just think about all these different things that are your brand that are not fitness related, and make a list of hashtags. What is it, Megan? Can you have up to 30 hashtags in your comments?
You can have up to 30, but I actually heard that it's best to have around 11 or 12.
Okay.
So the maximum is 30. I read that in an article not long ago. And I mean, I feel like that stuff's always changing. Mm-hmm. But the most recent thing I read said to maximize it around 11 or 12.
Okay. That's
and
good.
Include a mix of super broad and then more specific hashtags in it.
That's good. So there, Jenna, just make a couple of note in your notes section of your phone. And every time, that's what I do. When I post, I'll go over there and you have to do it immediately after you post, I think. Put in the comment section those hashtags, okay? And then, so people will find you that way. And then you can go and search those same hashtags and look for people to follow and start to engage with, all right?
Okay.
And so in order to get love on your posts, we also have to be giving love, okay? So I've also really, one of the things that I try to do is about 5 or 10 minutes before I make a post, I'll engage, I'll like and comment on some people's posts on Instagram and Facebook. And then about 10 minutes after I make my post, I also do the same thing. Because what it's doing is you have to look at every like, every comment, everything that you do on social media as a conversation starter, okay? So like if you're out there giving the love, those people are going to notice, and they're probably going to go to your page to see what you're doing too, right? And so that you have to give love to get love on social media. That's a big thing. We can't just be posters and run away, all right? So definitely make sure that you are engaging with people on social media and not just posting and running away. All right. So, does that help you guys as far as content? Megan, you have anything to add to that?
Just realize that getting started for everybody takes a process. Like you can't compare yourself, it's like you can't compare your chapter 3 to somebody else's chapter 22. Like everyone is always going to be at a different point in the business. Know where you want to go. And if you can keep your eyes set on where you're going, it will help you to not get distracted by what everyone else is doing. And for me, I've always allowed people, the people around me, to motivate me. And I actually shared this, Rachel, I had done a call last night with one of my coaches and 2 of her new coaches. But I shared how there was one month where I don't know, maybe back with like Lift 4, and you were at like 6 or 8 SC points higher than me. And I was like, I'm going to get her. And not in a mean way, not like I'm jealous of where she is, but like, I was like, I can do better. Like I'm letting my foot off the gas. Like I can push a little harder and I'm going to get where Rachel is. Like I allow the people who I work with to motivate me. And it's not a jealousy thing. It's not a competition thing. I just, like, to me, that always helps me. And I think a lot of people get paralyzed by the successes of others, or they feel like they're not as good, or that comparison game gets in their head and holds them back. So I encourage you to be thankful for the amazing team that we're surrounded with and allow that to motivate you and push you further and not hold you back from whatever it is that you're aiming to achieve.
Yeah. And I think too, it's really important to know what your struggle is, you guys. So Sam, if you struggle with comparison, you got to stop following those people. Like
I don't follow many coaches at all.
And Megan, I follow her and we are similar, but we're really different in our style and our delivery and our message. She motivates me, she pushes me, but I don't feel the strong pull to copy her. Does that make sense? And so
I agree. If there's someone who you feel like is super similar to where like you could have wrote their words, then you end up getting to where you go to write your posts and they're the exact same thing as someone else's. So, I mean, I really follow very few coaches. I don't know what's going on in the personal lives of any top coach anywhere in the business. I just keep in touch with my friends that I've made from the business, my team, but I don't get distracted by what other people are doing. It's just not worth my time.
Yeah. And your ticket to success in this business is being yourself. Yeah, like that is your ticket to the top. Every piece of advice that you give should be advice that you would want to hear from yourself. Every inspiration that you give should be inspiration that you need yourself. You know, every struggle that you talk about needs to be your struggle. So be yourself, you guys. And also that is the most beautiful thing about, like, it's fun. Once you get into that groove, once you get into that place where you're like, oh my gosh, people want to hear about my kid pooping all over the counter, you know, or people want to hear about my kid's bad attitude because their kid has a bad attitude and they're going to feel like they're not alone. Like, be yourself. And it is so freeing and it is so fun. And that is where people engage with you. So with every post that you make, guys, like, think about, what do I want this post to do? What does my audience need to hear right now? How is this going to add value to the one, even if just one person reads this post, how will it add value? That is what your content should be based on. And it's not, if you're doing those things, if you're giving advice, if you're being consistent, if you're being encouraging, educational, whatever it is, then you don't have to worry what's somebody going to think about this post, you know, or what if nobody reads it? It doesn't matter. Just keep doing it. And you're building this crazy momentum. If you've read The Compound Effect or The Slight Edge, you know it's not like it's not one post that's going to make you successful. It's like all of these posts that put together over time that is going to bring you to the top and is what's going to bring that one woman onto your team to be a challenger or a coach. Okay. So we've got to think big picture, consistency, and not conformity, honestly. So that's really
I want to say that Megan hit the hammer on the nail to exactly how I feel. Like, it's not about jealousy. It's not about any of that. And it's weird because I really don't care what other people think, but as a human, I do kind of, but it's more of making sure that I do well enough for Rachel and Christy to be happy with me, if that makes any sense. And that's something that is with everything with me. I was a foster child and I was adopted. So as a foster child and as an adoptee, I do everything to ensure that I'm accepted. So that's where all that's coming from. So it's not a jealousy thing. Oh, her picture is prettier than mine or any of that. In fact, I started following all the coaches, and I only follow you and Christy and like Bonnie because I think she's so cute, like the way she posts everything. But it's more of like making sure they're so perfect that I get accepted. I don't know if that's weird, but
No, it's not weird, but I don't think it's healthy. We love you, and we wouldn't want you to be on our team otherwise. So like, we accepted you already as you are. So just be yourself, right? Just be yourself and enjoy it. Like, enjoy it. I can relate. I didn't mean that in an ugly way, but like, I mean, I can relate. I've done that. Like, I mean, my coach is Melanie Mitro. She's the top coach in the whole network. Do you think I never felt like, oh, do I stack up? Like, am I good enough? Yeah, I felt that way a lot of times. But when you kind of learn to let that go and just think, this is what I want to post. This is my story. This is my message that God gave me. I have to share who I am and where I'm at and how this has changed me. That is where people fall into the fold and they want to get on board. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And I always tell people too, like, nobody's hurting me. Like, so I know one time someone said, I don't want to sign up for a coach because I'm going to let you down. I'm like, here's the deal. Your business is your business and my business is mine. Mm-hmm. So yes, you getting to Emerald might help, me get to Diamond, or you getting to Diamond might help me get to Star Diamond, but it's your business, not mine. So I will help you. I'll mentor you. That I love being able to share this gift with other people, but you don't hurt your upline by not living up to some sort of expectation. Like, you can help them, but you don't hurt them. It's not like it's hurting anything. So I just, like, I think people, you think that, like, oh, well, I'm not going to be doing what I need to be doing. Like, this is your business. Own it. It's your business. Do it for you. Don't make it because of somebody else.
Yeah, and we are part of a team, but it is you have to look at it like, how is this going to grow my business? Not how is this going to grow my upline's business? You've got to build your business, right? All right, so let's see. I know that Hannah had asked me to talk about relatability and connection. I think I have a note in our pod that we were talking. And I think I've really kind of covered that by just creating opportunities for engagement. I shared this with a coach earlier today that I was mentoring. In your stories, like, give people opportunity to engage with you about things that aren't fitness related. Like I did a week or so ago, I did a series of, I just made this image, and I'll share them in our coach training. Like, hey, I want to get to know you who are following me. Yeah, fashion ones are huge, asking for advice. But I did this series that was like, hey, I know you're following me. Thanks for following me. But now I want to get to know you. And then I did kind of a series with different ways for people to engage. And I said, the first one was like, I'm a mama. Are you a mama too? Yes or no? And then I said, I'm from Mississippi. Where are you from? And I used the little question box and let people fill that in. I also did we have dogs. Are you a cat or a dog lover? I gave a poll option. And then I did this really cool one that I was really surprised people engaged with, was the little slidey bar option that you have in stories. And I said, what would you like to see more of? And I put like meal plans, workout ideas, or both, or something like that. And they slid the bar to where they wanted whatever their answer was. I did it for business too. Yeah, I'm going to share those. I'll share those in the coach training. But you know what? I had tons of people that engaged with that. And everybody that did, I sent them this message. And I'll tell you that about 4 people that had been following me forever, and I'd even invited to challenge groups before, and they'd said no. After I messaged them about playing in those polls, they joined my challenge group the next week. Okay, so it just gave them an opportunity to engage with me in a different way, and I think built that level of trust in our relationship. Okay, and so everybody that played along, if they voted in the poll, if they slid the option, whatever it was, okay, Megan, it was in Rank in the Bank. What prompted that was Kim Fitzpatrick's video in Rank in the Bank. So if you haven't watched it, go watch it. But everybody that voted or whatever, I just sent them a message that said, hey, thanks so much for playing along. I love to get to know my community, and you're part of my community. And I asked them a question related to the poll that they voted in or whatever it was. And so it just built this extra level. And to them, they were probably like, she thinks I'm part of her community. Like, that's so cool, And so that is a really good way to engage with people, because whether you like it or not, if you start posting on social media consistently, you become this sort of like celebrity to people, especially if you're like hitting goals and you're being consistent in areas where people really struggle with. You become, without maybe even knowing it, like a mentor, somebody that other people look up to, and people will love to be a part of your community. So give them an opportunity to be that. Okay. So Hannah, that is one of my tips. Relatability, I already talked about that. Just be real. Share the tough stuff. Share the tough stuff. If you doubt, like that post that I did this morning about laying in bed because my knee hurt and I ate Cool Whip for dinner and I yelled at my husband. Like, that's one of my best posts I've made in a really long time. I mean, like, as far as engagement, people loved it because I was just being real. And that's what people are going to connect with. So just be relatable, make connections, and invite everybody that engages with your poll. Say, oh my gosh, like, I would love, I know you probably know I'm a health and fitness coach, but this month I have a holiday survival boot camp, and it's filled with women who really just want some balance during this season, but also don't want to give up on their health and fitness goals. I would love for you to be a part of our community. Do you have any health and fitness goals yourself that you're working on? And just invite them. Like, just do it. Just invite them. If they say no, they say no, but they're going to keep watching you and they're probably going to join you in January, right? So, like, don't be afraid to invite people right now. Does that help you guys? Or do you have somebody that you want to invite that you just haven't done it because you're scared? Like, do it right now while we're on the phone. Like, we'll support you. Anybody. But yeah, if you're going to hit Success Club by Friday at midnight, you have to just stop being scared and just start inviting people. But I know it's scary, and it was scary for me too, but like, people want to be invited to what you're doing. Whether you think that or not, they want to be invited to what you're doing. People want to get healthy. And if you have those cost objections, just make sure you're using those resources that we gave you to handle the objections and relate to everybody right where they're at. I too didn't want to spend money on this shake because I thought it sounded really stupid, to be honest. But then I realized I was already spending $6 a day on breakfast, and I was going to replace my breakfast with this shake that cost me like $4, and I was going to be healthier, and I was going to lose weight. It just made sense to me, right? That's how I would handle an objection, a cost objection, with my own story. Anybody else? Megan, do you have anything to add about inviting?
No, you just have to do it. Like, most people are not going to come to you. Some will, and that's fun and that's great, but most aren't. So like, take a post. Like, I had done one the other night, and your picture's going to matter. Like on Instagram, it was my daughter and I planking on top of each other. So I know it was the picture that generated a lot of traction. I did that on purpose, but the text with the image was about a coaching opportunity. So I used that great image with that text to be able to reach out to people who liked it, tell them thank you for liking it, and ask them if they've ever considered what I was doing. I sat down, went through all of the likes. I got way more traction on that than I would on any other normal post. But it created several, I don't even know what you do, but I would love to hear more. Or, yes, I've been watching you for a while. What can you share with me? So like, I took the time to go through all of those or all the people who liked it, not even the comments, like the people who liked it. And because I created those conversations with people, it got me, new contacts. So you have to do it. Like, I don't just make a post and have people flock to me. Like, I have to go ask, are you interested? It's easy to hit like on a picture. It's a lot harder for somebody to actually say, I want to change, or I want to do this. And that's up to you. And the growth of your business will depend on whether or not you can get over your own self and, get out there and ask people to join you.
Yeah. And like, those women that I was talking about, that had been following me for a while, they didn't come to me and say, hey, Rachel, I want to join your challenge group now. They interacted with me, and I interacted back with them, and then I invited them. So, Megan and I are doing the exact same things we're telling you guys to do. We're just a lot more confident in it. I was not confident whenever I was where you are, okay? But you will become more confident, and people will join your challenge groups if you're inviting them, all right? All right, that's all we have. I just posted those photos in our group so you guys can see that from the Instagram stories. And now let's go do it. Tag us. If you make your challenge group call to action post, tag us in it, and we will help boost your engagement too. Make sure you ask a question in there, okay? All right, you guys, that's all I got. Talk to you later. Bye.